in the same blooming place for 65 years.
The City of Ocala Department of Recreation and Parks are proud to present the 34th annual Light Up Ocala on November 18th. The fun starts on the square in downtown Ocala from 4 to 9 p.m. There'll be food vendors, 4 stages of entertainment, Whoville, Theme Kids Zone, the downtown holiday skating rink, crafts, the Junior Sunshine Christmas Parade around the square, and at about 7:30 p.m., the official downtown lighting ceremony. See you at Light Up Ocala.
You know how frogs are so hoppy? It's because they don't smoke or have COPD, otherwise they would be flip-floppy. If you want to quit smoking to prevent yourself from croaking, come to A Better You for a good acupuncture poking. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, with A Better You Healthcare to stop smoking today at 352-615-5566. 352-615-5566.
Here is your 30-second news brief. A Senate panel is looking at how FEMA responded to this summer's hurricanes. The last site for disaster SNAP relief in Central Florida opened yesterday morning at the Florida Horse Park to help those still affected by Hurricane Irma with food assistance. And a bill creating the Tom Petty Memorial Highway along a 1-mile stretch of Highway 441 in Gainesville will be taken up by Florida lawmakers during the legislative session that begins in January. And that is your news brief from The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A nice day on this Wednesday with clouds and sunshine. High 77 to 81. And partly cloudy skies Wednesday night with lows ranging from the mid to upper 50s in the coolest inland spots to about 67 along the coast. Thursday will be a nice day with a mix of sun and clouds. High 78 to 82. And on Friday, partly sunny. High 79 to 83. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Announcing the album release concert of the year at Christ Church of Marion County, Gemma Adams. Jesus loves you. Performing her new album and smash hit, Path of Least Resistance, number 12, top 100 nationwide. Also legendary singer Chuck Day. Gemma has one of the best voices of our time. Don't miss this stellar concert at Christ Church of Marion, Saturday the 18th of November at 6:30 p.m. Hear her new album at gemmaadams.org.
Every angel has a past.
Palm Garden announces Fast Track. Fast Track, focused assessment, safe transition. When a new guest is admitted to Palm Garden, we start with the ABCs. A is the assessment to determine what the guest needs. B is for basic care, which is excellent nursing and therapy. And C is for consistency to provide what's needed throughout the stay. Fast Track. Palm Garden will get you home fast, really, really fast. Take a fast tour of Palm Garden located at the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here are today's headlines from The Source, WOCA. In Washington, a Senate panel is taking a look at how FEMA responded to this summer's hurricanes, including Irma and Maria. FEMA head Brock Long praised the work of first responders, saying they saved thousands of lives.
I work every day with people who are truly dedicated, that truly come to work every day, that want to save lives and help people get on the pathway to recovery as well as become more resilient.
Long says they're working every day to restore electricity in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Wisconsin Republican Ron Johnson says the island's aging electrical grid is the problem. Florida Governor Rick Scott is heading to Puerto Rico on Friday with utility executives to give advice on how to bring the power back. The last site for disaster SNAP in Central Florida opened yesterday morning in Marion County. Officials with the Florida Department of Children and Families say they had to open the site at the Florida Horse Park on County Road 475 in Ocala after the one at the Marion County Sheriff's Office closed several days early because of safety and traffic concerns. Officials expect about 10,000 people each day. DCF officials have processed more than 937,000 applications statewide for the disaster food stamp program since Hurricane Irma. DCF officials are urging people to pre-register online at dcf.state.fl.us/programs. The Star Banner is reporting that a 6-year-old boy is in critical condition in Ocala after running into the side of a car while at an alternative Halloween event at a church yesterday evening. The accident occurred at the intersection of Northwest Bludston Road and Northwest 7th Street. The driver of an older model Buick Century, identified as 24-year-old Leon Ashley Williams of Silver Spring Shores, stopped and was shaken up by the crash. Williams was traveling westbound on Northwest 7th Street when he saw a car door open and a little boy run into the side of his car. The impact was so severe it knocked off the Buick's passenger side mirror, according to the report. A member of the State House of Representatives apologizes to county commissioners in his home county for the medical marijuana enabling bill passed earlier this year, which allows counties to ban dispensaries but not to control their locations if they decide to allow them. Orlando Democrat Carlos Guillermo Smith told Orange County commissioners they still should not ban dispensaries because it would make life harder for medical marijuana patients.
If they have the product delivered to them in their home because they can't travel to downtown Orlando within the city limits to visit a dispensary, the delivery fees that are added to those out-of-pocket costs can be exorbitant.
Orange County commissioners plan a vote in 2 weeks. Florida Power and Light is sending 300 workers to New England. Tampa Electric is sending 200 workers. They will help restore power after last weekend's nor'easter. TECO spokesperson Sherry Jacobs says they are a member of the Southeastern Electric Exchange.
This network of mutual assistance, this helps all utilities because these folks up in New England, there's more than 1 million folks without power, and it's cold. So the faster that their power can come back on, the better.
Jacobs says TECO crews are prepared to stay in New England for the next 2 weeks. You may get a chance to drive on the Tom Petty Memorial Highway.
A state lawmaker from Alachua County has filed a bill to honor rock legend and Gainesville native Tom Petty by renaming a 1-mile stretch of US 441 that runs alongside the campus of the University of Florida. Petty mentioned that road in his 1976 hit American Girl.
Yeah, she put in the cars roll back at old 441 like waves crashing on the beach.
Petty made it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002 and died October 2nd at the age of 66.
And those are the headlines from The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM. Be sure to tune in to hear about innovative financial strategies on the long-running program Prosper with Keith Singer. You will learn about intelligent ways to safely grow and preserve your wealth, create reliable income streams, and maximize your legacy. Tune in Saturday at 8:05 a.m. and again on Sunday at 10:05 a.m. Prosper with Keith Singer.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A nice day on this Wednesday with clouds and sunshine. High 77 to 81. And partly cloudy skies Wednesday night with lows ranging from the mid to upper 50s in the coolest inland spots to about 67 along the coast. Thursday will be a nice day with a mix of sun and clouds, high 78 to 82. And on Friday, partly sunny, high 79 to 83. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Life South Community Blood Centers is an emergency need for all types of blood. Our community blood supply is at an emergency level. This means there is little, if any, blood on the shelves at Life South, and our hospital's blood supply is very low. 30 minutes of your time can literally save a life. Do something amazing today. Please donate blood. Call Life South toll-free, 888-795-2707 for more information, or visit www.lifesouth.org and find a blood drive near you. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 6 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Wednesday morning. We did the news here, and when somebody who's a well-known personality dies, we have to, of course, announce it. And when the father of our next guest passed away, Gordie Howe, when Gordie Howe died. We mentioned it on the air. We had a few people calling up and telling us their memories of Gordie Howe and his time as a professional hockey player. You know, we think about things like that, and then when you see a book like we're going to talk about right now, it's called 9 Lessons I Learned from My Father. It's written by Gordie's son, Dr. Murray Howe. And you kind of just, okay, oh gosh, it's too bad. I wonder what happened. And no, he was old, okay, and then we move on with our day. And you don't realize that at that moment, this family is devastated. They've lost somebody they dearly love. And it was not much, it was like a year and a few months ago, right, Robin? About June of last year, I think.
Yeah.
Dr. Murray Howe is on the phone. This is probably the most touching book you're going to hear us talk about today, well, in a while. 9 Lessons I Learned from My Father. Dr. Murray Howe is the head of sports imaging for Toledo Radiological Associates and ProMedica Health Systems Sports Care Program. He's an associate clinical professor at the University of Toledo Medical Center. He serves on the University of Michigan Medical School Admissions Committee, a keynote speaker, an author, and the youngest son, as I mentioned already, of Gordie Howe, one of the greatest ice hockey players of all time. And I will tell you, this guy was a good guy. I mean, we didn't know any of this stuff before as fans. Dr. Murray Howe, what an honor to have you on our show. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Larry and Robin. Thank you so much. The honor's all mine.
So that morning, when we were announcing that your dad died, it was a news item, and then we went on with our day. Meanwhile, your life had just changed. Your dad lived with you for a year at the end of his life? Is that right?
Yes, he sure did. You know, we just loved our dad so much that after my mom passed away, we really realized that he was just kind of lost, because he and my mom had been together for 56 years, and we said Dad really needs to be with his family, so we decided to have him come and stay with each of the kids, and so that worked actually for several years, and he would spend 2 or 3 months with each sibling, each of my siblings, and then we just he'd make the rounds, and did that right up until about 2 years before he passed away. And at that point, it was just getting too hard for him to travel, so we decided to just keep him in one spot. So we had him down with my sister in Lubbock, Texas, and that's when all hell broke loose. He had his stroke, and then had the wonderful response to his stem cell treatment, and after that we said, wow, he's got a new lease on life, and I realized when he was down there, I realized that he really needs to be around his fans, so because I'm close to Detroit, and obviously even in Toledo, there's a lot of great, Gordie fans, I said, let's bring him up here and just make it really, really fun. So that's what we did for that last year of his life, was just pretty much did the rounds and allowed him to be able to, do a lot of appearances and see so many people and connect with his fans one last time.
You can look back at that time now and say the last year of his life, but at that time, did you really expect that it was going to be that soon?
Well, we figured, he's 88 years old. We figured any day, he could pass. Though he still overall looked good, and but you're never prepared for it. No matter what happens. And so we just tried to make the most of it. And literally, he was doing appearances right up to 3 weeks before he passed away. And then that was it. He was ready to go when he went, for sure. He had done everything that he wanted to.
Were you ready?
I'm still not ready. Still not ready. I was very close with my father. Just he was truly my hero, and so I really never wanted to let him go. But I also knew that it was getting harder and harder for him, and didn't want him to suffer by any means.
No,
I've got a strong faith, and I feel strongly that he's still alive and well, and sharing in this book, and sharing with everything that everyone has, with all the stories of him.
I'm looking forward to hearing some of the lessons that you learned from your father. But before we delve into that, just tell me real quickly about the rest of your family. You have 2 other brothers?
Yes, Mark and Marty. So Mark is the head scout for the Wings, and so he travels quite a bit, does a wonderful job for them. And then Marty is basically still handles all my father's affairs. There's still lots of basically using my dad's name for this and that, and different fundraisers and charities and things that and foundations that that my father's name is still involved with. So Marty handles all of that, and then I have a sister in Lubbock, Texas still.
Is that you in the helmet on the cover?
That is me at 10 years old. That's at Olympia Stadium. That was one of the big thrills of my life. That was a charity game at Olympia for the March of Dimes in 1970-71, where the Detroit Junior Wings played against the Red Wings. And so my father switched sides that night, so he was playing with the Junior Red Wings. My brothers were both on the ice, and then they included me, and it was just such a thrill to be out there in front of 15,000 fans, and they had it arranged that I scored the winning goal for the Detroit Junior Wings, and in the last seconds of play. So that was just a phenomenal memory, and just to be able to skate with my dad and brothers was just, as you can imagine.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah. Oh my gosh,
it was
that's
monumental
awesome.
to me.
Can you take us off the ice and into your home when you were 10? And what was it like, your mom and your dad? What was the environment like? Did she play a different role than he did as far as your upbringing, or as far as outside? Oh, I don't know, outside interference. I hate to use that word, but outsiders, trying to get attention from him, because I'm sure that happened a lot. What was life like in your home?
Well, for one thing, my parents were just the coolest people, and the kindest people that you'd ever meet, both of them, so they were so nurturing that, every day was really, for me, was pretty idyllic. My mom was just so much into encouraging all of our passions, and, any homework that I'd bring home, she'd go over it with me and say, wow, this is such a wonderful story, or this is really great drawing that you did. And, then my dad was very present. When he was at home, he was there for us, so we would, play whatever seemed to be, all the time. We'd play driveway hockey or toss the football in the front yard, and it was just so much fun to be with him, because he was, was like playing against Superman. You could never, so that was, it was a lot of, it was just tremendous that way. And then, of course, they had different roles in their, in the social circles and the demand of being celebrity. My dad never said no to anything, and he just wouldn't. He wasn't wired that way. So my mom always was the one who managed his, his appearances, and was the one who had to, say no, or, be the bad, the bad woman or whatever.
Oh, no.
But she played that, but she played that role so well. She was always gracious and honest, and just said, Gordy has 40, requests for appearances a day, and so he can only do so many, so this is one he can't do, and so my dad was eternally grateful to have her to be able to manage all of that for him, and still always stay in his shadow, and not begrudge him for that. She was just a wonderful support.
What I like about what you've written here is that you saw your real father, and you're showing us your real father. And I could relate to this somewhat. My dad wasn't famous. My dad was a policeman. But the things that he was, the man he was, the honesty that he exhibited, the strength that he showed, those seem to be the same things for you. And just like me, you didn't really follow in your father's footsteps, and yet you wanted to be like your father without doing the same job, and that's kind of the same thing. I feel like I can relate to it, and I wonder if we're unusual in having good fathers, because you hear so many bad father stories, or are we really kind of the norm? Do most boys grow up in good households with two good parents?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I know for most of my friends, they worship their fathers, and for all that they are, and as you say, the traits that I kind of outline in the book are really, almost universal for people who grew up in that Depression era, there's just so much gratitude there, and a sense of responsibility, to the community, and so I feel fortunate that my dad, was such an inspiration. But I do think that I hope that people that read this book will be able to relate from that and connect in terms of their own relationship with both their parents.
And the amazing thing about your words is that you stress that your dad touched everyone's lives, even though he had rivals on the ice and they seemed to be at odds with each other. Even they stepped forward to say how wonderful of a man he was.
It's true. It was amazing that he had. I didn't know anybody who had, injured so many people where they would brag about it.
Oh, that's kind of funny. Oh my gosh, that's a great line. That's a great line. The book is called 9 Lessons I Learned from My Father. It's written by Murray Howe. His father is Gordie Howe. The one thing that sticks out for me is the fact that you recognize that you had some gifts from God, some talents that were yours, that the character of your father could be emulated by yourself, but the path he took was not going to be, and you had to recognize that. Was that hard to recognize? Were you afraid your father would be disappointed in you?
My parents always said, from day one, you do what you want to do, you follow your passions, and we're just going to love you just the same. And so I didn't feel that pressure from without, but I felt it from within. I mean, I wanted to be him. I wanted to, make him proud that way. And so, I playing professional hockey was my singular focus from the time that I was born. I mean, I literally was on skates at 2 years old. It's all I wanted to do. And when I got cut from University of Michigan's team in my freshman year, I mean, I couldn't speak when I wanted to wish the team well, and I just couldn't even mouth the words. So I had to write on the board, "Good luck, guys," and then I stepped out of the dressing room, and it was a profound moment, for me.
Wow!
And I got back to the dorm, and I called my parents, and I just said, I'm not going to be playing hockey anymore. And they were just like, "Thank God, we don't have to worry about you anymore."
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh! So they just took the pressure off, and of course, then I followed the medical career. So they were, thrilled to have a doctor's son, and just, be able to help them out. And so that was always a big honor for me.
I like the fact that your words in the book come through to inspire everybody else, just like your dad's life did, because even though you had those setbacks and disappointments, you're telling everybody that they cannot be somebody else. They have to always be themselves.
Absolutely. And that's, again, something that my parents emphasize is really owning who you are, finding your gifts, your talents, your passions, and just, going for those with reckless abandon, and not worrying about what anybody else, says you should be or whatever. And when you do that, when you follow those passions, you can make such a huge impact on others by sharing, what your passions are and your talents.
I really hope that young people read your book and grasp on that message right there, and not to discourage anybody from having dreams, but quite often when we're young, we look to sports heroes and music heroes and movie stars and things like that, and we say, that's what I'm going to be, and we're so determined that that's what we're going to be that we lose sight of what we could be. And I think that's what you're expressing, and your success in your own right is superseded. What am I trying to say? The character you are is stronger than the career that you've become successful at, even though that's a very impressive accomplishment also. And same thing with your dad. His character is stronger than his success or notoriety was as a hockey player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really just comes down to, again, like for my father, he strongly believed that, what made him great, was really his sharing of himself with others, that his on-ice accomplishments, those were all phenomenal, but it was really how he connected connected with people by giving of himself. Really the power of giving and sharing his time and talents that made him, that set him apart so much. And that's really something that we can all aspire to do.
When your dad was growing up, did he have the support of the grown-ups around him?
He did. His mom, my grandmother, Catherine or Katie, she was an absolute angel. And Dad had many struggles as a youth. He had a learning disorder, probably dyslexia. He was teased mercilessly by his peers. He was big for his age, so he was very awkward. His father, my grandfather, was a very tough man, very short on words, and very tough to get approval from him. So it was my grandmother that really nurtured my father and let him know that he was something special and that he was loved, and that he would someday be great in whatever it was that he pursued, and that just made he spent the rest of his life trying to give back for what my grandmother gave to him.
I would like to ask you if you wouldn't mind telling the story of the golf tournament, 1971. Your mom got mad because there were some hotties in the photograph. I mean, the way you tell the story, it does make you kind of chuckle, but it just shows how much they cared for each other. If you could tell that story.
Absolutely. So we were up at our cabin. Someone had, or my mom came across a picture of my father in a newspaper article of all the golfers in this tournament. I think it was the Plum Hollow tournament, and there was all these cute young ladies on the laps of all the gentlemen that were there. And my mom went ballistic because my father did a lot of, charity tournaments and things like that. And back then there was kind of a unwritten rule where wives and girlfriends weren't invited, but they would invite all these, pretty young ladies to come and, kind of entertain the men. And, my dad was always uncomfortable with that, but he also was one to not, rock the boat or, to say, oh, this is really not, not good. So he would just kind of go along with whatever. So my mom she was, livid, and so she was kind of throwing some pots and pans. And he said, well, if you want, I just won't go to these things anymore. And she said, no, the fans need you there, the organizations need you there for these charities. But from now, I'm going with you, or you're not going to go. And and so that really changed. We called it the bimbo, policy, and that really changed the bimbo policy from that out. That wives and girlfriends started to become included in these events, and it even translated further from there, where my mom became a keynote speaker at many of these events, and because she was really a pioneer in the business world. She was the first woman's professional sports agent, and so anyway, she had a lot of amazing things to say.
Wow.
So and it was great because my father just he was so much more comfortable than at these events that he didn't have to cringe when people would want to sit on his lap and give him hugs.
Can I ask you, do you have children of your own?
I do. I have four children. My oldest, Dr. Megan Stawinski, she's a podiatrist in the Detroit area, and then I've got a Gordy, a young Gordy, who is pursuing a psychology career path out in Boulder, Colorado. I have a son, Corey, who is a bioengineer, and he just moved to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. He fell in love with a girl from my dad's hometown, and he's now living up there.
Oh, wow.
And then my youngest, Sean, is a dancer. He's 22 years old, and he dances for a dance company called Galeem in New York City.
Wow, and now you sound proud of every one of them. They sound different in many ways, but yet it seems like they've inherited yours and your father's character.
I would like to, say that they and with that whole, concept of pursuing their passions, and most of all, I'm proud of them because they are all very, very giving individuals, and they accept everybody, and they'll give you the shirt off their back, and that's what I'm most proud of. Yeah.
And who fell in love first with the other? Was it your dad that fell in love with your mom, or your mom that fell in love with your dad?
That's a good question. I think it was pretty mutual, really, from the beginning. I don't think either of them really were in love with another, before they met. I mean, clearly, my mom was, I would say, my father's first serious girlfriend, and the same for my mom. So they were pretty much head over heels from the day they met.
Well, in a world where we hear about sports heroes and then find out the disappointing truth about their character, your dad is definitely one that we should remember in the great light that you've remembered him in the book. Is this the entire eulogy, or this would have been a long eulogy, I would think?
Well, sure. I certainly expanded upon the eulogy quite a bit. I think the eulogy was kind of, some of the core of his traits, and I could have spoke for 12 hours at that church, and it was really a challenge to pare it down to I think it was maybe close to 30 minutes. I didn't even look, but they told me 20 minutes. And said, okay, it'll be 20 minutes, Father JJ, and and I think I snuck it just under 30. But there's so many things, amazing things about my father in terms of his character that I wanted to touch on. So
I loved this book. I loved this conversation. I have the book, and I would like to give it away to a listener. Call me right now. You're going to love this one. 9 lessons I learned from my father. I guarantee when you get together with your family on Thanksgiving, you're going to be talking about this book. It's amazing. It'll bring up your own stories, I'm sure. I found it on Amazon. It was just released yesterday, according to Amazon, and so there's nobody who's given it a review yet. I can be the first one.
Yeah, you should.
I can be the first.
You should be the first one to give it a review.
Can I do it while
there you go.
I'm going to distract myself if I try and do it on the air. Let me do it off the air. Let me first give this one away. Good morning. You've got the book. You're going to love it. Who's this?
Hey, it's Dee.
Dee, you're going to love this book.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
You really have, you and your children and your children's children, you and your brothers and your sister, you all have such a great dad. You have a wonderful legacy to live up to, but you are making your own legacies as well as individuals, and that is to be commended.
Well, thank you so much. We're just so, we feel so privileged to have had the parents that we have and just have all the blessings that we've been given, and so we really feel it's our responsibility just to, give back, and it's purely a joy to do that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Murray Howe. The book I found on Amazon. Do you have another website you want to direct us to?
Sure. Through Penguin, if you just Google Murray Howe Penguin, you should be able to find the book on their website, and that also has a link for some of there's a link called On Tour that has many of the appearances that I'm doing. Kind of heading across North America. I'm in Toronto this weekend, and so hopefully you can catch up. I'd love to meet as many people as I can and sign their books personally.
Oh, nice.
Who knew when we announced that your dad died a year and a few months ago that we would get to speak to you and get to know some of the inside stuff? It wasn't just a passing. Another celebrity has died. You have given it so much more depth than we ever would have imagined.
He is a friend.
Murray, thank you for being on the air with us today.
Well, completely my honor. Thank you so much, Larry and Robin.
All right,
Take
that
care.
was really good. Okay, we will be right back.
The very best in quality is Captain T's upholstery.
Is that couch cushion sinking lower every time you sit in it? Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
If you find an animal or a bird that needs help, call Animus Foundation at 352-843-6379. They will come and get the animal if you can't take it to them. High school students and those with court-ordered community service can earn required hours in this rewarding environment. And veterans who share a bond with animals and parents who have been through mental or physical trauma are especially welcomed. Families, clubs, and tourists can arrange for tours of Animus without driving for hours or miles. Consider volunteering. Animus needs you. Veterans Day in the U.S. is also known as Armistice Day in other parts of the world, and it honors the many military who have fought for freedom. It is also the anniversary of the signing of the armistice that ended World War I. Major hostilities formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. The folks at the Voice of South Marion join you in remembering military past and present.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Be sure to tune in to hear about innovative financial strategies on the long-running program Prosper with Keith Singer. You will learn about intelligent ways to safely grow and preserve your wealth, create reliable income streams, and maximize your legacy. Tune in Saturday at 8:05 a.m. and again on Sunday at 10:05 a.m. Prosper with Keith Singer.
Life South Community Blood Centers is an emergency need for all types of blood. Our community blood supply is at an emergency level. This means there is little, if any, blood on the shelves at Life South, and our hospital's blood supply is very low. 30 minutes of your time can literally save a life. Do something amazing today. Please donate blood. Call Life South toll-free, 888-795-2707 for more information, or visit www.lifesouth.org and find a blood drive near you.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you. If you or a loved one is suffering with knee, shoulder, neck, back pain, or tennis elbow and would like to learn how to get out of pain, go to Regenetic.com. Then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to the people that give you the regenerative medical solutions to your pain. Regenetic. First and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source. Regenetic.com.
Here are today's headlines from The Source, WOCA. In Washington, a Senate panel is taking a look at how FEMA responded to this summer's hurricanes, including Irma and Maria. FEMA head Brock Long praised the work of first responders, saying they saved thousands of lives.
I work every day with people who are truly dedicated, that truly come to work every day, that want to save lives and help people get on the pathway to recovery as well as become more resilient.
Long says they're working every day to restore electricity in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Wisconsin Republican Ron Johnson says the island's aging electrical grid is the problem. Florida Governor Rick Scott is heading to Puerto Rico on Friday with utility executives to give advice on how to bring the power back. The last site for disaster SNAP in Central Florida opened yesterday morning in Marion County. Officials with the Florida Department of Children and Families say they had to open the site at the Florida Horse Park on County Road 475 in Ocala after the one at the Marion County Sheriff's Office closed several days early because of safety and traffic concerns. Officials expect about 10,000 people each day. DCF officials have processed more than 937,000 applications statewide for the disaster food stamp program, program since Hurricane Irma. DCF officials are urging people to pre-register online at dcf.state.fl.us/programs. The Star Banner is reporting that a 6-year-old boy is in critical condition in Ocala after running into the side of a car while at an alternative Halloween event at a church yesterday evening. The accident occurred at the intersection of Northwest Blitchton Road and Northwest 7th Street. The driver of an older model Buick Century, identified as 24-year-old Leon Ashley Williams of Silver Spring Shores, stopped and was shaken up by the crash. Williams was traveling westbound on Northwest 7th Street when he saw a car door open and a little boy run into the side of his car. The impact was so severe it knocked off the Buick's passenger side mirror, according to the report. A member of the State House of Representatives apologizes to county commissioners in his home county for the medical marijuana enabling bill passed earlier this year, which allows counties to ban dispensaries but not to control their locations if they decide to allow them. Orlando Democrat Carlos Guillermo Smith told Orange County commissioners they still should not ban dispensaries because it would make life harder for medical marijuana patients.
If they have the product delivered to them in their home because they can't travel to downtown Orlando within the city limits to visit a dispensary, the delivery fees that are added to those out-of-pocket costs can be exorbitant.
Orange County commissioners plan a vote in 2 weeks. Florida Power and Light is sending 300 workers to New England. Tampa Electric is sending 200 workers. They will help restore power after last weekend's nor'easter. TECO spokesperson Sherry Jacobs says they are a member of the Southeastern Electric Exchange.
This network of mutual assistance, this helps all utilities because these folks up in New England, there's more than 1 million folks without power, and it's cold. So the faster that their power can come back on, the better.
Jacobs says TECO crews are prepared to stay in New England for the next 2 weeks. You may get a chance to drive on the Tom Petty Memorial Highway.
A state lawmaker from Alachua County has filed a bill to honor rock legend and Gainesville native Tom Petty by renaming a 1-mile stretch of US 441 that runs alongside the campus of the University of Florida. Petty mentioned that road in his 1976 hit American Girl.
Yeah, she could hear the cars roll by at old 441 like waves crashing on the beach.
Petty made it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002 and died October 2nd at the age of 66.
And those are the headlines from The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A nice day on this Wednesday with clouds and sunshine. High 77 to 81. And partly cloudy skies Wednesday night with lows ranging from the mid to upper 50s in the coolest inland spots to about 67 along the coast. Thursday will be a nice day with a mix of sun and clouds, high 78 to 82. And on Friday, partly sunny, high 79 to 83. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Honoring one of the best-known household products that's been around for several millennia. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
USDA service centers in Florida are holding disaster assistance and hurricane recovery workshops in 48 counties for farmers and ranchers impacted by Hurricane Irma. To find meeting dates and locations in your area, go to fsa.usda.gov/state-offices/Florida. Workshop topics include financial assistance programs, deadlines for applying, and more. Again, to find meeting dates and locations in your area, go to fsa.usda.gov/state-offices/Florida.
Living in Florida, we have so much to celebrate. Awesome weather, top-notch universities and sports teams, a rich blend of cultures, and so much more. From fresh market tomatoes to watermelons, from snap beans to tangerines, Florida farmers grow an abundance of safe and affordable products that are prized around the world. So look for the Fresh from Florida label when you shop. Wholesome, delicious, nutritious. Fresh from Florida. Fresh to you.
Every year on November 1st, America recognizes one of the best household products around, celebrating National Vinegar Day. Vinegar consists mainly of acetic acid and water. The acetic acid is produced by the fermentation process. Acetic acid bacteria oxidizes ethanol to acetic acid. Vinegar is divided into different types depending on the foods that are being fermented. Here are some of them: wine vinegar, apple vinegar, fruit vinegar, balsamic vinegar, and even beer vinegar. Vinegar was initially used mainly for preserving storing and pickling foods. Nowadays, it's widely used in cooking as a common ingredient of salad dressings, marinades, and sauces. It can also be sprinkled on various dishes as a condiment and substitute for lemon juice in recipes. Aside from its culinary uses, vinegar can also be used as a cleaning agent as it contains mild acid. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
I don't see Joe. I see Dan. I think Dan is going to be Joe today. And the game today is the natural world. I have some questions from the natural world, and in today's case, all of the answers begin with the letter E, so it makes it a little bit easier. You ready? No, the first letter. And he's going to ask me in just a second, what did I say?
Larry, what'd you say?
You didn't hear me at all, Robert.
I heard you.
You didn't hear anything.
I did. I heard you saying something.
Good morning, Dan.
You said Dan.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. You out and about?
We are always out and about, always doing something, just checking on what's happening in the community and running around with our heads chopped off.
So you want to know the game?
Yes, please.
It's the natural world.
The natural world?
So all the answers
Animals?
will be from the natural world. Well, could be. But they all start with the letter E, so just so you know, they all...
Oh, okay.
So that makes it a little bit easier.
There we go.
Easier. See?
Easy.
All right, what are we playing for today? What's the game?
All right. Wow, we got a lot of stuff here, Robin. I don't know what's going on here.
Yes, we do.
Is this all one thing?
Yeah, that's all one thing.
Okay. So looks like we've got some tickets to Over the River and Through the Woods by Joe DiPietro. Was that right?
Yep.
Sure.
DiPietro, I think.
Why not? Oh, Honey Baked Ham, one of our very own sponsors, is also sponsoring this production. That's pretty neat. So live on stage, Over the River, October 19th through November 12th. And what are we giving away for that?
We're giving away 2 tickets.
Nice.
And that's $25 each for each ticket. So that's a $50 prize package for the Ocala Civic Theater. Good morning, Joe.
All right. Well, Hot Shot's here, so we'll let him take over.
No, you're doing great.
I think we should have fun with Joe, his son, and his grandson. I think we should let that happen.
That's going to be
Oh, 3 generations.
A
You need a
three-way
photo
game.
op.
We'll be here all week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. You need a
Does
photo
that mean
op
no?
for 3 generations.
That sounds like a no.
You can stay, Tyler. You don't have to leave.
This is a great way to do a show. This is so good. Yeah.
Look at that smile.
Grandpa's in the room.
Smile.
Grandpa's in the room.
Yeah.
You will pay for that. What'd you talk about so far? That we're giving away.
Ocala Civic Theater, 2 tickets.
Okay, then we're giving a $20 gift card to Bob Wine's Chameleon Gardens, your garden expert since 1952. Bob Wine's help you plant things in the ground legally at 2610 Southeast 38th Street in lovely Ocala. It's a $20 gift card, and they support our troops by giving a 10% discount to all veterans with proper identification. And we've got 2 tickets to Dance Alive. This is going to be October 26th. That's
tomorrow.
Aspire. Each ticket is worth $79, and it's for 7:30 p.m. performance. Either you're a winner or a loser.
But it's a flex ticket, right? So you don't have to use
Well,
it tomorrow, right?
don't tell them that.
Oh, what?
What? Yeah. Larry, you ruin all the surprises.
Okay.
Well,
spoiler alert. Anyway, we want these tickets to be used for that.
I didn't know.
Oh, well, there you go. You didn't know. Did you show them the tickets ahead of time? Is that what happened?
Yeah, and I said
I've
they're
heard you
flex
talk about them.
tickets, so if we
Flex.
can't
Oh, yeah,
go
they move.
tomorrow, they can go to...
They go to Nutcracker December 15th, 16th, or 17th. How's that?
Exactly.
Okay, but the tomorrow tickets are worth $76 each.
Tyler,
That's
have
right.
you ever been to a ballet?
I have not.
I never did either, but I went to one of these. It wasn't bad.
Oh, man.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Men
Leave
in
it alone.
tights.
You're being hooked, line, and sinker.
Men in tights.
Tyler and Joe and Dan at the ballet.
Don't even go there.
They have a souvenir shop in the front.
Do they have any nutcrackers?
They have cod pieces. Have you ever had a cod piece?
I have not.
No, he had a piece of cod, but not a cod piece.
This guy, when you take his pants off, looks like...
We don't want to take his pants off.
Oh, no, we can't.
He's talking about the mannequin in the window for those that are physically impaired by the radio station that you can't see because the camera's not on him. Therefore, I am in compliance with every rule there is out there. Robin, help me, please.
It's $202. winners for this prize package on Fun with Joe. And if you or anyone in your household has won Fun with Joe in the past 30 days, you are not eligible to play for this $202 prize package.
That's a lot of money. That's why you're getting off the flush.
I know, because we're doing it natural today. The topic is being natural.
All right.
I'm not doing it all natural.
We'll be right back.
No.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Lots of sunshine to enjoy today. Cooler and less humid, a high of 71 to 74. Clear and cool tonight, lows 45 to 55. Tomorrow and Friday are going to be partly to mostly sunny and gorgeous. High of 72 to 74 tomorrow. Temperatures warm a little for Friday, high 77 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license?
At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their Discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Hey, this is Matt Wilkerson from Verizon. You work all day, right? So why would you want to spend your night out shopping for that new phone? Well, Marion County, let me and Verizon help you out. I can deliver to your home or office, saving you precious time. Phone, tablets, internet, home phones, even accessories. Whatever you need, we will deliver free of charge. Call me at the store, 352-528-0020. That's 528-0020.
Bicycles are great fun. You see nature up close. You get no impact to exercise. The possibilities are endless. You could start your bicycling adventure at Brick City Bicycles. Young or old, experienced or a new rider, visit Brick City Bicycles at 217 Southeast 1st Avenue right here in Ocala. Brick City Bicycles has everything all under one roof. With holidays right around the corner, Santa wanted you to know now's the time to lay away that special gift. Stop by today. Brick City Bicycles. On November 9th, the Bridge at Ocala Assisted Living Community will be hosting their 7th annual Wreaths of Hope silent auction. This year's proceeds go to benefit the Trinity Catholic High School Band. There'll be live entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, a chocolate fountain, and of course the silent auction. A $10 cash or check donation is requested per person and includes 2 free beverage tickets. Plan now to attend November 9th from 6:30 till 9:30 p.m. Call 352-873-2036.
All right, 12 minutes before 12 o'clock. Robert is betting on Joe. Carol is betting on Robin. And Tyler...
Who's betting on me?
Robert is betting on you.
All right, that's it. We're done.
And Tyler is going to be our in-studio lifeline today.
You're going to be my lifeline?
Oh, I'll be your lifeline.
All right.
Tyler,
you better know the answers then.
Tyler is Joe's grandson, for those who don't know, and visiting us from Asheville?
Yes, sir.
Or from...
Hendersonville, which is right there at Asheville.
It's 20 minutes outside of Asheville, south of Asheville.
All right.
If you're doing
North
80
Carolina.
miles an hour, yes, it's 20 minutes.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it's all jammed up there now. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
We changed that to 45 or more.
All right, all of these are natural things, and they all begin with the letter E. Ready?
E.
E.
Yes, E.
E.
They all begin with E.
E.
Yes.
C.
What is the hard outer layer of the biological structure that contains a developing embryo?
Oh, my.
All right, lifeline.
Oh, my.
The egg.
Egg what?
It's enormous thing.
Egg embryo.
No, it's the embryo is inside of the egg.
Eggshell.
Eggshell.
Okay. All right.
Oh, we're talking about chickens now.
You got it.
Oh. I thought it was a woman. They're talking about chickens' eggs.
All eggs have an eggshell.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Which Arctic breed of sled-pulling working dog?
Eskimo.
Yes, the Eskimo dog
job.
is right. Yes.
Robert and Joe with one tie.
Which tree?
Oh, gee.
Which tree has large drooping branches Bunches of purple, black, juicy berries. Or E. Ready?
E.
E.
Oh, J.
Which tree has large drooping branches, bunches of purple, black, juicy berries? Tree has large drooping branches, bunches of purple, black, juicy berries.
Preston.
No.
No, Billy Paul.
Billy Paul is right.
Okay. Phew.
Oh my goodness.
Got two, Tanya.
That's the only song he ever had?
Yeah. Well, the only hit.
You know when he made $1 million and went to sleep?
Here's another one.
Oh, I hate this. Hey, Robin, like you do.
I know. There you go. Since you've been gone.
No.
Oh my gosh.
In the darkness of my lonely heart. I don't know. I give up. What is that? Man, it's driving me crazy.
Hold on, somebody's calling in.
Oh, good.
Come on, do you know? You know what that is?
That is called Band of Gold.
Yes.
That's it.
I don't know the singer.
Okay, who's the point for?
Joe.
Thank you. There's my lifeline. Thank you.
The singer was Frida Payne.
Oh, Frida Payne.
I like the way you say that. Oh, Frida Payne. I still don't know
Never
what it
had
is.
another hit than that?
No, that was it.
Oh, wow.
Just like this one coming up.
Is another one, yes.
There it is. Just like this one coming up. Just like this one coming up. There it is. It went back in the basement. It's stuck. I don't know where the heck it went. Oh, good. That took care of this contest. We're done with this one.
Tanya wins.
Who's ahead?
Tanya has two. Jimmy and Joe have
that
one.
stinks. You're ahead. That's all right. That's all right. No sweat.
I don't know why that didn't work.
I don't know either.
Try this one.
These all sound like they're from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, they are.
One hit wonders. Okay, we like it. We don't like anything else you do.
Right.
Oh,
Trying to
that's
catch a star.
Jefferson Starship.
No.
That wouldn't be a one-hit
It's
wonder.
the guy from there, right?
No.
Nice try twice.
The Shining Star. Waiting for a Star to Fall.
Yeah, that's
it's
the title.
It's the fella and the lady. It's the duet.
It's a duet?
It's, yeah. It's,
Tony and Tennille.
Oh, is it Steven somebody?
Captain of the Toenail.
No, but it's the duet. But isn't Steven part of it? What was his name?
No.
Grace.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Grace Kelly was dead by then.
Annie Lennox, right?
No, it's not.
It's
the
not Annie
Eurythmics.
Lennox.
No.
Hey, wait a minute. Oh, it's not the Eurythmics.
No.
Thank goodness. Robin's having a
Waiting
conniption
for
fit
a
over here.
Star to
You're
Fall.
watching on the video.
Oh my gosh. What is the name of that group? Oh my
Give us
gosh.
the initials so she can get the point, please.
BMG.
Yeah.
Oh, Boy Meets Girl.
Boy Meets Girl is right.
Phew, thank you, Joe. I know you knew that one. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Boy Meets Girl.
Gosh.
Let's name a group. I don't know. Boy Meets Girl. That sounds good enough for me.
Well,
Were you
who's the guy
drinking?
across from Eddie Lennox? What's his name?
That's Jet. Oh gosh.
Jimmy Jet.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I can't remember. Here's another one.
Good old rock and roll. Saturday night, yeah.
Saturday night's right.
Good job.
And who's the band?
The Monkees.
No.
I know they're lower than their voices are lower than the Monkees. Yeah.
Is that KC and the Sunshine Band?
No.
No, they're not one-hit wonders.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true. They're not. That's Bay City Rollers. Bay
City Rollers.
Bay City Rollers.
Well, they've had more than one song because that's the one that didn't hit, right?
That's the only one that.
Yeah. All right, we won money. Good. Let's play some more.
Here's another one.
Give me some more volume. I can't hear that thing.
Really?
Yes. That one's low.
Oh, it's so familiar, the song. Who is that person?
All right.
Get Back?
We'll call it It's All Right. Get right back to where we started from.
Yeah, there's the title right there. And who's the artist?
1968.
Oh, my God.
Is it a group?
It's a group.
Or is it a woman?
It's Maxine Nightingale.
Oh.
It's like you ever hear a song and then your mind goes back to what was happening during that song?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Sometimes you go, oh, boy. Like this one here.
Like this one, yeah.
Price for Fighting.
No.
It's close, though.
No.
No, it's not fighting. It'll be all right tonight. Don't worry about it.
No.
I know. What's the initials for the title?
SC. SC.
SC?
S as in Sam.
Sam. Saturday. Saturday Crusaders.
Something changed.
No, the song is called Sister Christian.
Oh, Sister Christian.
There you just said
There
it.
it was.
Yeah. We
Here's
get
the
30
guy.
seconds into the song and go, oh, here's the title.
Call in Tanya, call in Jimmy.
All right, here's another one. All right, that was Night Ranger.
Oh.
Here's another one.
Well, that's the title. I'm Emmaus. I'm Emmaus. With a little mustard on the side. I'm Emmaus, I'm Emmaus, I'm a mustard. And a... No. That's not it. Hey.
Oh my gosh. What is
Oh, that's
this?
the guys with the flower pots on their heads?
Oh, is this Milli Vanilli?
Not the guys with the flower pots on their heads?
Oh.
That was Falco. It was called Rock Me Amadeus.
Rock Me Amadeus.
Here's another one.
They all sound the
Oh,
same.
this one is
They all sound the same. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh my gosh. This is Mike and the Mechanics.
No.
Mike and the Mechanic. They'll fix your car daily for $19.95.
Died in your arms tonight.
I just died in your arms, yes.
I just died in your arms tonight?
Is it a group?
What an uplifting song that is.
Is it a group with Mike Rutherford in it?
No.
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 Who comes up with it? I just died in your arms tonight. Thank you. I love you too. What the heck?
Oh my gosh.
Cutting Crew is the name of it.
That's it.
Cutting Crew is another one.
Cutting Crew.
There's that. You know what these songs are good for? Roller skating.
Oh, the Breakfast Club song.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the Breakfast Club song.
Right.
Oh, but that's not the name of it.
No. No.
Oh, St. Elmo's Fire.
St. Elmo's Fire is right.
Now who sang it?
Yeah, who sang that one?
It's
Initials.
Is it Rocky's brother?
JP.
JP.
No, not Rocky's brother.
JP. John?
Jason?
Yes, John something.
John Perry.
No, it's John
John-
Parr.
John Park?
Parr. P-A-R.
Parr.
Oh, Parr.
He played golf.
All right, here's another one. Here's another one. Where is it?
I don't know. I'm not doing it.
Oh, Green-Eyed Lady.
Green-Eyed Lady, right?
Sugarloaf.
Sugarloaf is
Good
right.
job.
Wow.
Excellent.
Oh, that's
Love
one of
that
my favorites. So yeah.
All right, here's another one. Why do they sound so tinny?
Oh my gosh.
Boy, talk about memories.
Indiana Wants Me?
Yes, Indiana Wants Me.
But you can't go there. Neil Diamond, no.
No.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, gee.
Initial?
RDT.
RDT.
Yeah.
Rats do it daily. I know. Timely, I mean.
Oh my gosh.
Is it Robert?
It's R. Dean Taylor.
Well, I would have gotten that in 1999.
Here's another one. Here's another one.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Take a Letter, Maria.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, beat me on that one. That's to my wife. Just give us the initials so we can die in the peace here. In her arms.
RBG.
We'll go with Robert again?
No, it's RB or his initials. G is the only thing you need.
Oh. Gregory.
G is the only
Green.
thing we need. Grass.
Greed.
Greek.
Greek?
RB and G is the only thing we need.
Grieve.
Grieve.
Yeah,
Grieve.
You didn't get it.
Grieve is the name of the artist.
We're done. Here's another one.
Oh, gee, this is a pretty song. Oh, Bread.
No.
David Gates.
No.
Oh my God.
Dang you.
Oh my God.
Seeing anything as much as I do you, I take for granted that you're always there. I take for granted
That I just don't care.
You like the song, though.
Sometimes I can't help
Not Bread.
I love this song.
Me too. It's important to me. No, it's getting there though.
It's called Hello, It's Me.
Hello, it's me.
Todd Rundgren is the artist.
That's Todd Rundgren.
Right.
Wow.
Hello, it's me.
Hello.
That's not something you would text. Hello, it's me.
Here's another one.
Oh, damn. Rapper.
Rapper is right.
Good job.
And the name of the group?
Oh, give me an initial.
The Jays. Think Mick.
The Jaggers.
The Jaggers is right.
Good job.
It's not Mick Jagger, it's just the name.
Jaggers.
It's the Jaggers.
Oh my goodness, that's 60 something or another. Wow.
Right.
But that's not Mick Jagger.
No.
It's the Jaggers.
Jaggers.
All right, here's another one.
Maybe you and me.
Wow, this is such a
This
blast
is
from the past.
1960s.
This is
These are
great.
68, 69, 66. Don't ask me. What's the initial?
Nice is the first word.
Nice what?
Nice women.
Nice set of door knockers. I don't know. All right, so nice to be with you. That's
And
nice.
Gallery is the name of the group.
Gallery.
All right, who wins?
Oh,
Oh,
Robin.
Tanya wins by 2. So Tanya,
all?
that's all.
Wow.
Pick up your prize.
My goodness. Gang, thanks for listening. You know, we can tell everybody you can sponsor this event. There's a way to keep the lights on and get your product out there at the same time.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Around the corner, Santa wanted you to know now's the time to lay away that special gift. Stop by today. Brick City Bicycles.
Palm Garden announces Fast Track. Fast Track. Focused assessment, safe transition. When a new guest is admitted to Palm Garden, we start with the ABCs. A is the assessment to determine what the guest needs. B is for basic care, which is excellent nursing and therapy. And C is for consistency to provide what's needed throughout the stay. Fast Track. Palm Garden will get you home fast, really, really fast. Take a fast tour of Palm Garden located at the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
The Marion County Fair is October 27th through November 5th. 10 full days of rides, concerts, motorcycles, beauty pageants, a battle of the bands, talent competitions, and good old-fashioned fun. Featuring recording artists Lucas Hogue, Gemma Adams, Norman Lee Schaefer, Stephanie Quayle, and Jeff Golden as Elvis. Get a wristband and have unlimited fun while supporting Florida Kids Helping Kids. The Marion County Fair is at the Marion Military Academy off Baseline Road. For more information, go to MarionCountyFairFL.com.
Love, courage, truth. Glenn Beck.
This is the sound of New York City. A Uzbek immigrant rented a Home Depot truck and entered the West Side Highway bike path yesterday afternoon. He drove for 17 blocks, mowing down absolutely everything in his path. After it was all over, are dead. 15 seriously wounded. The attack probably would have been a lot worse had he not crashed into a school bus, but 2 children were hurt in that final crash, 1 critical condition. Then he jumps out of his truck, and he's holding a gun, but it's a BB gun or a paintball gun. The words Allah Akbar, suicide by cop, is what he was trying. But as this morning, he is out of surgery, and he searched the truck. He had an ISIS flag and a note pledging his allegiance to the group. America, this is our reality now. Have grown up in for over a decade and a half. A decade and a half. If you're 15, you don't know a different world. A world where if you go to a concert, you go to a public gathering, you ride a bike, you have to pause. What do I do if a terrorist shows up? It's a different world. It's the new norm for our kids. Is that right? And what are we doing about it? Arguing about politics? These attacks are going to become more frequent and continue to come out of seemingly nowhere. And that might be the scariest part of this new era in Islam. The terrorists are adapting to our security measures. Anybody who says, we got to ban guns, really? Are we going to ban trucks now? Explosives and guns and anything else that might draw attention. The new era. These terrorists are completely in. This Uzbek was a legal immigrant. He was a business owner with 2 trucking companies, an Uber ending. He had 0 digital footprint, 0 social media accounts. How do you... Well, unless you want to get into Minority Report, there's no way. Well, actually, in this particular case, we could modify our immigration policy. And our policy here is this guy won a lottery to come to the United States. Literally a lottery. Can we begin to fix this? I mean, how do we fix it when one judge has the power to override policy? This is ridiculous. We don't hate anybody. I want the people from the Middle East that want this. I want them here. They can help us. Something has to be done, and the partisan politics need to be checked at the door. And yes, I'm looking at you, Ninth Circuit.
It's Wednesday, November 1st. You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
Here is de Blasio, the mayor of New York, yesterday. He says, America, you should know New Yorkers are resilient. Listen to what he said.
Based on the information we have at this moment, this was an act of terror, and a particularly cowardly act of terror aimed at innocent civilians, aimed at people going about their lives who had no idea of what was about to hit them. We, at this moment, based on the information we have, we know of 8 innocent people who have lost their lives and over a dozen more injured. We know that this action was intended to break our spirit, but we also know New Yorkers are strong, New Yorkers are resilient, and our spirit will never be moved by an act of violence, an act meant to intimidate us.
Okay, stop. I mean, you know what breaks my spirit? You know what breaks my spirit? The lack of common sense. That's what breaks my spirit. I think that's what breaks the spirit of most Americans. Most Americans know we're never going to be able to stop this. But there are things that we can do. There are definitely things that we can do that curb this. And it has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with hatred of a race or a religion. Those will only make things worse. But using common sense principles, I mean, would anybody say we should ban trucks? No. Do you know what Chris Cuomo said on CNN this morning? Chris Cuomo came out and said, this is the biggest terror attack since 9/11. No, Chris. No, it's not. You see, he dismisses things like Fort Hood as a terrorist attack. That was a gun problem. That was a terrorist attack, Chris. And until we can actually have the conversation, well, let me show you another piece. This is from CNN. They know who the guy is. Now, quite honestly, when I heard that it was a truck that plowed into people, I honestly thought that's got to be either a guy having a heart attack or this is some guy from the middle of the country pissed off at somebody because nobody has a truck in New York. And I was kind of right. Home Depot has trucks in New York and they rent them out. But we knew who this guy was rather quickly. Here's CNN.
And so now he's at Bellevue Hospital. Police know who he is. They have a description of him. I'm not going to share that at the moment.
Why?
But they know who he is.
Why?
He is alive at the moment. And basically, it looks like, they're going to try and talk to him. I'm going to stop right there in terms of all the information. But that is what we can report at this moment.
Why? If the guy was from the South and in a truck and he had a Confederate flag in the front seat, do you think that CNN would not have reported that information? Do you remember when we used to hope that it was a foreign terrorist and not some crazy crackpot from the United States? Do you remember when we used to hope that it wasn't one of us? Now it's like the media does everything they can to make him one of us. They almost hope that it is one of us that has done something like this. Why does the media think that hatred starts and stops with white people? Why is it they can lecture us on hatred constantly, every day, talk to us about hate crimes, and yet when it comes to an Islamic terrorist, they don't want to talk about hate crimes. They don't want to talk about how much these people hate us. They can't bring themselves to put this class of people into the same class that they put almost every white person every single day. Why? The only thing that breaks my spirit is living in a country where I know 200 million Americans get it. I know they do. They know. And yet we're bullied around by, what? Maybe 1 million Americans? 1 million? Who none of us would agree with. All of us would look at them as individuals and go, you're nuts, man. But because they're in positions of power, or because they can create any kind of Twitter storm, we kowtow and we become silent and we allow people to speak and act in our name and conduct themselves without any common sense whatsoever, and we just take it. Here's what happened yesterday. A guy who hates us. Hates us. A guy who is so racist that he puts all people, all races. If you're a United States citizen, if you're somebody who likes freedom, let alone you're somebody who loves Jesus or just doesn't love Allah, he hates you. He believes you aren't even human. You are subhuman. And so he has the right from Allah to be able to do whatever it is he wants to do. And if he chooses to enslave you or use you as a sex object, he can. A guy yesterday went into a Home Depot and rented a truck who has more perverse ideas of what he can do to individuals than Harvey Weinstein ever had. And instead of enslaving women and molesting and raping them every day because Allah says he can, what did he do? He rented a truck. And he decided just to kill people with a truck. Now, why did he use a truck? I mean, I thought it was so easy to get an automatic weapon. It's not easy to get an automatic weapon. It's not easy to get a weapon. He had a BB gun or an airsoft gun because he wanted the police to shoot him. Well, if you really want the police to shoot you, actually have an AR. Actually go out and shoot. He couldn't. Yesterday, everything the left says they're about, stopping hatred, they turned a blind eye yet again to the biggest force of hatred on the planet. And it is time for us to say enough is enough. Casper gave me another great night's sleep last night. I know I sound grumpy, but I'm actually not. I had a great night's sleep. Tanya and I were one of the first to have the new Wave mattress from Casper, and they sent it about a month ago. And we put it up, and I told you at the time, the first commercial I did, I think Casper probably was pissed at me because I was like, I'm not sure I like it. And I was being honest, and I tell all my clients, I'm not going to advertise if I don't like it. And I told them on the air, I'm not sure I like it, because I don't want you going out and taking my word for something that I don't like. This is a patent-pending support system that mirrors your body's natural curvature for a deeper and more restorative sleep. And what Casper told me they did was they created a wave, a new top layer that gives you the support, and it's made for people who have real pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, knee pain. Because of that wave, it helps you sleep. Well, the first couple of nights, I wasn't sure I liked it. Tanya wasn't sure that she liked it. I absolutely love my Casper. It took about 2 weeks before I started getting up going, I didn't wake up at all. Casper Wave mattress. It's a breakthrough in sleep from the leading designers and engineers in the field, and it's from Casper. I want you to go to Casper right now. You can try it out in your home for 100 nights risk-free. Go to Casper.com, use the promo code BECK, and you can save $75 on your purchase. That's Casper.com, promo code BECK. Minimum purchase is required. See site for details. Terms and conditions do apply.
Glenn Beck.
Are your medical bills piling up due to cancer or another serious illness? You are not alone. Many people face this challenge. Here's how Coventry Direct can help. You can receive an immediate cash payment by selling your life insurance policy. If you have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may be eligible to sell your policy, even a term policy. To find out if you qualify, call Coventry Direct today at 1-800-513-6400 to speak to one of our policy specialists. That's 1-800-513-6400. The cash you receive from selling your policy can be used to help pay medical bills or whatever you choose to give you financial security and peace of mind. Call Coventry Direct at 1-800-513-6400 or visit us at coventrydirect.com. Coventry Direct, giving you the cash you need when you need it most. Coventry Direct is a marketing company and will refer qualified policies to a licensed entity.
Ocala Department of Recreation and Parks are proud to present the 34th annual Light Up Ocala on November 18th. The fun starts on the square in downtown Ocala from 4 to 9 p.m. There'll be food vendors, 4 stages of entertainment, Whoville, Theme Kids Zone, the downtown holiday skating rink, crafts, the Junior Sunshine Christmas Parade around the square, and at about 7:30 p.m., the official downtown lighting ceremony. See you at Light Up Ocala.
You know how frogs are so hoppy? It's because they don't smoke or have COPD, otherwise they would be flip-floppy. If you want to quit smoking to prevent yourself from croaking, come to A Better You for a good acupuncture poking. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, with A Better You Healthcare to stop smoking today at 352-615-5566. 352-615-5566.
Here is your 30-second news brief. A Senate panel is looking at how FEMA responded to this summer's hurricanes. The last site for disaster SNAP relief in Central Florida opened yesterday morning at the Florida Horse Park to help those still affected by Hurricane Irma with food assistance. And a bill creating the Tom Petty Memorial Highway along a 1-mile stretch of Highway 441 in Gainesville will be taken up by Florida lawmakers during the legislative session that begins in January. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Glenn Beck.
Stu and I were just talking about how sad it is that that monologue will be considered by some as controversial.
Well, I mean, you know, the most hateful people in the world were in Charlottesville, not Syria.
No, I would put them in the same category. I would put them in the exact same category, except
I would say the exact same category.
Well, of hatred.
I guess of hatred. I don't know if danger. Right, I mean, these people have killed, how many people around the world, tried to take over nations. I don't know that the alt-right has done that.
No, the difference between the Nazis,
but real Nazis, I guess. Yeah, you go back to the Nazi
You have
days.
to go back to the Nazi days. Yeah. But I think that those people will do it anyway.
They would if they could, I guess.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, so
fair to put them in the same category.
Yeah, I'm talking about the category of hatred. I'm not talking about the category of danger.
Right.
I mean, I think if you look at the category of danger, there is no one on earth today that is more dangerous than Islamic extremism. There's no category that even comes close to that for danger, is there?
Yeah, I mean, not really. The only thing you could talk about is like nation states, nuclear war, things like that. But I mean, really, I mean,
when it comes to people that can affect us, and we're not playing footsie with North Korea. Look how strong and united all of us are on North Korea. We all recognize North Korea is a threat. Where we divide is, first strike. No, I don't think so. And how we are going to deal with it. But we all admit that that is a grave threat. And this is a twisted, dangerous ideology. I don't think we are all there. I think it would be like taking North Korea and saying, you know what, but the North Koreans have a really good point. I mean, look at what United States did to North Korea. No.
I don't know what motivates that either, because it's interesting in that I think it might just be the typical political alignment where one side is strong on something, so the other side has to be lenient on it. But it's like, there's no reason for the left to be as lenient as they are with Islamic extremism. This is a fundamentalist religious group. Yeah. They can't stand every fundamentalist religious group.
I know.
This is a group that hates women, that hates gays, that hates everything else they stand for. But for some reason, when it comes to Islamic extremists, there's constant excuse making. It really makes no sense.
And here's the problem. We're only going to get better as a nation if we, first take the beam out of our own eye. So stop excusing people on your side doing things that you think, that you know, if the other side did it, you wouldn't accept it. Stop excusing that. Take the beam out of your own eye first. Then stop accepting other people doing it. Just don't even, you don't even have to fight them. I'm sorry, but you're completely wrong. And I love you, but you're completely wrong. You don't have to argue and fight. It's just time for the majority of Americans that know the truth. We do not hate people of different religions. We do not want to wipe all of Islam off the map. I am not a racist. I just know there are people that are members of Islamic extremist groups and mosques that hate our guts and want us dead. I'm not going to look the other way. And I'm not going to not say those things. I'm not going over the cliff with the rest of humanity. Sometimes going over the cliff means that you just start adopting crazy things and you start saying and backing crazy things. Other times you're going over the cliff because you're silent. You're not saying anything. And we have to find a way to not ratchet up the political divide, but still be on the record standing as a clock in the room going, sorry, that's not common sense. Sorry, that's wrong. Sorry, that's wrong. I know nobody here wants to hear it, but that's wrong. You don't have to get brutal. You don't have to start calling people names. You just have to state the facts. And the quieter you state the facts, the more effective you will be.
Glenn Beck.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster.
What happened yesterday was not okay. It will never be something any of us will just accept as inevitable.
New York City Police Commissioner James O'Neill on yesterday's terrorist truck attack in Manhattan. 8 people died.
9 remain in the hospital. 4 of those were critically injured, but are in stable condition.
Fire Commissioner Daniel Nigro. Mayor Bill de Blasio notes that hours after the attack,
Our annual Halloween parade, 1 million New Yorkers showed up for that event.
President Trump on Twitter is blaming New York Senator Chuck Schumer for the visa program used by the attacker Sayfullo Saipov to enter the country 7 years ago. That program started in 1990. Senator Schumer says,
instead of dividing, instead of politicizing, do something real, Mr. President.
Like Schumer says, ending proposed